Welcome back, everybody. Like we've been talking about here this morning and you've been hearing everywhere, it's Earth Day, one of my favorite holidays. And to celebrate that, so we're doing a little DIY project that is for the outdoors. We're being resourceful with our materials. It's very budget friendly, and we can plan it up, so there's lots of goodness that goes in with this. And we're building, I've done lots of different furniture pieces out of these cement blocks.
So you're using cinder blocks to make furniture?
Yes, this is what we use. These are our building blocks for our furniture.
Really?
And it makes fabulous outdoor furniture because it's heavyweight, of course.
Not portable. Not portable for the most part.
It's weatherproof. They're little. That's the only grievance probably with the project is just to haul. They're heavy.
Yeah.
You know, but it's good for you work out and it's good.
But you don't have to bring them in and put them in the basement in the wintertime, right?
No, you leave it out. Leave it out. So and the blocks that I've worked with, there's three different kinds that you want to focus. There's a couple other varieties too. You'll notice at the home improvement store. They're very inexpensive. They're like $1.50, 40 cents, depends on what store, but they're just a little bit over $1 a block.
Okay.
And you can build a sofa with about 44 blocks. So and that's the half blocks and the the full.
Just to give it a little variety.
Anyway, let's just focus on
Take a look at this.
There's one of the sofas that we built, and we built tables. We built side tables, little coffee tables, and they are they're so much fun. There's versatility in how you can decorate them and the different ways that you can just kind of finish them off. And I do want to talk about the 3 different types of blocks that you want to use. There's the full blocks. You'll notice this is raw on both ends. This is like what I call the full raw block. So it doesn't have a nice finished end. There's also blocks that are available that they have this smooth, they have a nice finished end.
Like an end cap type.
So you're going to want some of these because that's what builds that nice outside frame of your pieces.
Yeah, these are for the mid structure,
Exactly. And then you're going to want to work with these
squares,
half blocks as well to kind of fill in. And then when you're building with them, you offset. So you'll build a row and then you'll offset over where they're connected, just like you would bricks and so forth. And that keeps everything nice and stable.
Got it.
And I've built them in grass, like on a lawn surface, and then I've built them on a hard surface, like a concrete pad. The first thing you want to do is make sure that your surface is nice and level. And because that's important, if your blocks start to shift and so forth, that's going to affect the quality of your furniture.
No question about that.
So we put some nice sand down and really leveled it, just like you were going to install.
You have to tamp the sand?
Yep, tamp it down, and then it lasts beautifully, and it stays nice and level, and all your blocks stay in place. When you're working on a more solid surface like a concrete pad, you don't need to do any, as long as it's all nice and level. I just build directly on the concrete pad.
You're using the squares, it looks like there.
No, these are fulls.
Those are
these
fulls?
are a combination of the fulls with some halves. Yes, exactly. And I start that first row with the holes facing up.
Okay.
Sometimes I've done it with the holes facing. It depends on how you want it to look and decorate. There really isn't a it doesn't affect the structure by any means on which way you go first. And you'll want to play with it, as you start to build some different things. And then once you have that, I think we've got a picture of there you go. So then we've got the next base.
The next level?
Yep, that's the seat. So that's pretty much the base of your sofa.
That's how high it's going to be.
Exactly. And then we're just going to add the arms and the back to it. And this one, you can see we've got it built so that all of those holes are facing up, because all of those can then be planted.
As I say, you have some plants over here.
Yes, so you can fill those holes, and because they've got that nice solid base below them, that you don't have to fill them. They don't have to be super deep.
Oh,
so that comes into play too. If you want to plant them up, what's underneath, so you have that solid surface where the dirt won't keep falling through to the bottom. But so just fill them up with some good quality soil and plant. You can plant herbs, you can plant vegetables, you can plant flowers.
Okay, now how are you keeping them from shifting around? Do you have to do mortar, or what do you have to do?
I used this landscape block adhesive that they have.
They have
different
block
varieties
adhesive,
of it. Yes, and you don't. If you want to be able to move the blocks later, it depends on how permanent you want it to be. Then I would recommend just gluing the arms and the seat, just because that's where people are going to be putting the pressure, and then they won't shift on you. But the bottom layer that we saw, those two rows of blocks, I didn't bother to put any in, because the weight of the blocks, the offsetting of them, everything stays in place nicely. It's just where the movement and the people are sitting. And then I just put a nice bead around the edge. You don't have to overdo it, because you want to be able to. I'm not that permanent or committed.
Break
to
it apart in case you need,
so if you want to be able to move it, and you want to be able to use the blocks again.
Right.
So,
and you can just scrape them clean and use them again.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then I have some other varieties that we did. We built chairs. So once you kind of build one piece, then you can come up with other styles and design. You can
More
build
Flintstone
a chase
furniture,
lounge,
yeah.
Yes. So I did a whole patio setting on the concrete slab. So we did 2 chairs. We also did a fire pit.
Nice.
And we also did another sofa. And I still have it. And that was years ago, and it's held up beautifully. So I don't know. I think we have some photos of that as well. There's the fire pit, and then we repurposed.
Would you have a grate on the top of it?
Yep, and that's just a furnace grate, and then that just moves. That isn't glued down
Right,
or anything.
right.
And so we just put that on there. That kind of breaks up the flames if you want to. It's fabulous. And I've built lots of fires in it, and there's a couple of blocks that they started to crack, so you may have to replace. You know, it's not fire brick, of course, so depending on how hot your fires are.
So you don't have
and how
you don't
frequent
have
you
those
build them
glued
and
together.
so
Those are
forth.
just laid in
no,
there, right?
those are just
laid in there.
Yep, those are
Okay.
just set there.
So they interlatch anyway on the ends.
And then we put a nice layer of sand on the bottom of it inside the pit area where we're going to be building the fires. So that's held up beautifully as well. Very
That's
expensive
nice.
way to do a fire pit. And then the tops of that setting, we had wood. I put finished pieces of wood on the top to finish it off. It gave it a different look. You can create some beautiful cushions for the seating to make. You were worried about the comfort.
Yeah, I was wondering how soft this was going to be. This was like sitting on a bleacher.
Yeah, you were worried about the comfort. You can build some nice cushions. It's easy area to, there you go. You can see we've built
there you go.
some cushions. You can have some that are on the back, and you can see there's the wood that we covered the tops. We didn't plant in those.
Oh, I see what you mean now.
And
okay.
then all of those different little cubbies in the front you can use to store. I can put some blankets inside there.
I
rolled
really
up.
like the idea.
We
You
can
don't,
use
you
some
don't have to worry
magazines.
about it when it comes to weather.
No, it's so durable, so durable. And I've had this set has been sitting out there for 8 years.
Really?
Yeah, and I haven't even had to replace a block or anything yet, and it
So
holds
you
up
would
nice. I've had
recommend
to
for
replace,
somebody-
You know, I make different cushions for
Right.
it and different things. The wood got a little bit, you know, we had to refinish that, the weather and that.
But that all goes to the territory,
The structure
yeah.
itself of the chairs and the sofas and the tables all hold up beautifully. And the key thing is to have a nice level surface.
And you said
when
that
start
many times.
Good
So again,
foundation, just
the
like with anything,
level,
you have
level,
a good
level.
foundation.
Right.
Yeah, and you get so much planting space in there too. With it's a great way to have an herb garden, your flower. And then those are my favorite ones, the ones that I planted in.
And
then
you've used these as a base, as a
I've
border.
used these for raised beds as the border because then you see it, and I put them with the holes facing up. Then you can plant in every one of those little slats, and so you have additional planting area. It keeps everything nice and contained, and these are. They work great for that too. So I mean, they're very versatile. You can build a lot of great things for the outdoors, and and they can look kind of modern, or you can get a nice look to them.
So people have seen square foot gardens before, but this is cinder block gardens.
Cinder block gardens, yeah. So the worst thing about them is just there's a little weight to them. So you got to move them around, and hauling them, you can only get so many in the back of your truck or your trunk or whatever.
Right.
Which I've hauled them all different ways, and so make a few trips. But once you have them, you can use them in a variety of different ways.
But it is worth the effort. It is worth the effort for trying this.
And I love having all of those different areas to be able to plant in. And then we showed you how to make the cold frame with the hoops, so those holes on the outside hold that nicely, and gives you a lot of versatility with your gardening efforts as well.
So you never
I
know
would
what you
highly
do
recommend
with a
building
little cinder block.
And maybe just start with a table. That's a great. You don't have to start with the sofa.
So how many would you need for a table, for example? Do you think?
I don't know.
A table about as big as this
47,
thing here.
so I think the table that I built, we probably 4, 8, maybe 12.
Okay.
12 of the halves.
So $20, 20, 25
8 of the
bucks.
halves, and then because we got to offset it's very inexpensive.
Right.
The sofa I built, it was $50 some.
And watch your home improvement stores, because this is the time of year these go on sale too. So you might be able to take advantage of that too.
Yeah. So and you can decorate. They're lots of fun.
Okay, perfect.
Lots
And
of
the key
fun.
is at the very end, the top level, have the holes up on the top level.
Yeah,
Give
if you
some
want that look, and you want to be
additional
able to plant
planting
them,
space.
and those are the ones that I think those pieces turned out the prettiest. So there you can kind of see it's all planted up all around there. There's a mixture of flowers. You can put candles.
That looks pretty cool.
You can put candles in some of those cubbies. You can also put a wine bottle and then fill it with ice around it, and have a little chiller as well. And then that water will just melt away.
A natural cooler.
Yeah. Or a cup holder. I mean, there's just lots of fun things to to dress
Be
it up and
creative.
have fun with it. Yeah, exactly. And
That's
it
the
makes
whole
for,
idea.
you know, I like to have conversation pieces around the house, and these definitely are that.
No question about that. You have some cinder block furniture at home. Let's go over to Michelle's house.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So, and what I'm going to do is I have some plans that we did for Be Organic, so I'm going to put those on the Iowa Live page
Okay.
today, and so they'll know how many pieces it takes of each to build the sofa, and
Nice.
some of the other pieces and the pictures that go along with it. So
The most
I encourage you to give it
heavy-duty,
a stab.
the most heavy-duty furniture on the planet that you can build yourself.
It lasts forever.
There you go,
Easy,
perfect.
inexpensive, versatile, fun looking. Good
Now,
stuff.
people want to get some more tips about things like this. What
At
can they
Remake
go?
Life, and like I said, I'll have all the plans up
Perfect.
on Iowa Live, so you can kind of take a look and
That works.
and then share some pictures with us if you build some of your own.
That's awesome. All right.